And this video is titled, Let's Cook Up Something Fun. By fun, I mean, let's cook something up for dinner. But also, let's start cooking on the live stream. If you're a human being, you really should be here. Did I mention this was a mandatory live stream for the whole world? Expect all the billions of people in the world to be here because this stream is mandatory. Had a busy day. I've gotten a lot of stuff done. I actually finished and uploaded a song, which is, I find delightful. You know, it doesn't have to be the best thing I've ever done right now. It just feels good to get back to work, you know? Are the dishes clean or dirty? Let me look. They appear to be clean. Well, that's good. I'm gonna have to put some dishes away, but most of them I'm just getting a pot on the floor. Hi, Winston's mom. Oh, thanks, Winston's mom, for listening to it. I appreciate it. I think it came out really clean. You know, I feel like it was done, you know? I didn't rush that at all. It took a long time. Spent a lot of hours getting it clean and as I wanted it. And I don't have any regrets, regardless of how well it ends up being received or not, you know? Because I really feel like it was done. It was done as it was going to get, you know? Alright. Now we've got the correct pot. Where did I put the lid for it? Here it is. Well, I mean, in this instance, I say it's clean because what I mean by that is it's cleaner than most of the stuff I've made in the past. There's not really any parts of it that I'm like, I wish I had done something a little different, done something a little bit more. Like I said, I spent a lot of hours on it. It's under 2 minutes, so it's fairly straightforward to do. Hi there, Tate. How you doing? I'm gonna put these knives where the knives go. That's convenient. Easy to put those away. Oh no. A wooden spoon that got stuck in the back of the dishwasher, but I managed to get it out. Okay, cup goes here, glass goes here, cup goes here. We're really cooking with biscuits now, everybody. Thanks for linking it, Winston's mom. I appreciate that. I'm just going to put the rest of these dishes away so that I can put the dishes in the sink and the dishwasher. Okay, well now that I've gotten these dishes done, we're going to put the silverware away. Wearing a woman's headband. Yes, well, you could say it's a woman's headband. But it's mine and I'm not a woman. Rachel gave it to me, so now it's my headband. When you're doing things that cause you to sweat, like I was working on the pond earlier, it's good to have a headband to keep the sweat out of your eyes. Alright, now let's put the silverware away and make sure you have a front row seat. This is what we call a fork. This is another fork. And we have a different kind of fork. A spoon. A spoon, a different kind of spoon. More of that kind of spoon. We have another spoon here. And that's going, oh no, there's one that's got spectating down here somehow. Oh, goes right there. Okay, great. We're all done emptying the dish. Great job. You guys should all give yourself a pat on the back. Or on the front if you prefer. Hi Sal PDR. How's it going? Hola to you too. Bienvenidos. Otakiendo de Femiose de People Who Plays. Now let's put the dirty dishes into the dishwasher. Well, we gotta let the cat out. Go have fun outside. You go enjoy yourself. Alright, so I'm going to start with these bowls. I'm going to put them like here. This is a good place for bowls. Put these silverware in here. And these silverwares. Put that there. We've got an empty mug and a glass here. Put those in here as well. Alright, we're good to go. Now it's time to start cooking. Well, we could wash this pan. I think it's fine. I'm going to just cook the chicken in this pan as it is. It's not really dirty per se. I'm trying to understand what you're watching. Well, what I'm about to do is cook some rice in this here pot. So, when we look over here, we'll see where the rice is.
Oh, no rice for me, please.
Okay, well, I'm just going to make a cup. Make some rice and chicken for myself. I'll probably make enough for two, but if you don't eat any, that's fine. I'll just eat it later.
I could possibly eat it later, too.
Okay. This is a cup. Now, look, you might think to yourself, I've got lots of cups. Why is this a cup? Well, because this is a standardized cup. If you think about it, that's a very small cup. Like, would you want to have a cup of coffee that's just this big? I don't think so. So we put the rice in. We're going to seal that up again with its resealable thing. And then we're going to put it away where it goes. Right here. Next, we're going to have to put 2 cups of water. The ratio of water to rice is 2 to 1. Ergo, with my 1 cup of rice, I am needful of 2 cups of water. Uno and dos. that, we're going to take this, what I call a jostling stick, and we're going to gently jostle the rice so that it doesn't clump together at all. Okay, now that the rice has been jostled, we're going to put this bad boy right here, and we're going to turn on the fire to high. When this comes to a boil, well, we're going to put a timer on for that. Okay, give it 9 minutes to boil, although it might need a little bit less than that. And then we can get out the other ingredients from the refrigerator that we're going to need. Got one of these little onions. These are pieces of frozen raw chicken that I can cook to go with the rice. Well, thanks, Bob and Jay. I'm glad you're finding it interesting. I'm cooking rice and chicken. Alright, so we're going to have to get out a cutting board. Here's our cutting board. We'll start with the chicken after we cut the onion. Okay, turn on this light here so you can see a little better. Maybe this light here too. This is a small onion, but that's fine. I purposely got the bag of small onions because I'm tired of like having part of an onion left over. That's enough onion. Next, I'm going to bring out this, well, I guess I'll start with this actually. So this is a Coors Light that I opened the other night to cook with. I'm going to use the rest of it now. It's good to put alcohol in your whatever you're cooking in the pan, you know. If I need more alcohol for that, I'll open that bottle of white wine. We got a bottle of white wine in case the neighbors come over. The neighbor lady likes to drink wine. Her name's Kay. I'm gonna wash my hands. Alright, so now it's time to cut this onion like it's nobody's business. What? I had the wrong burner. Will I, for the rest of my life as I live here, never learn how to turn on which thing turns on which burner? I don't know, I guess not. I guess that's just beyond me. What is it, a little bug or something? Okay. Looking good in the neighborhood. Looking fine like strawberry wine. Let's cut up this little bit of onions. I'm just going to put them right there in this pan. Okay, we'll let those cook down a bit. And I'll put the chicken in as well. These are big pieces of chicken. I thought I was getting like tenders size, but I guess not. Well, I just cooked one of these chicken breasts though. Okay. This says 3 minutes left on the boil, but I'm not going to give it a full 3 minutes left because this is boiling pretty good already. I am going to give it another minute or so. Let it come to a boil with the lid on for a sec. Alright, well that seems like it's good enough. So I'm going to turn down this flame. And then turn it to 22 minutes. When that's done, it should be done. Alright, these two knives here, let's go ahead and wash these off in the sink rather than put them in the dishwasher because, well, at least this big knife I use often, so. That's cleaning up for that. And now this as well. This is like, this basically the butter knife. So I'll just put that in the meow, like so. Alright, let's put this cutting board away as well. I'm gonna just give it a quick rinse of roux here to rinse off any onioniness that remains. I'm going to meow this like so. Now I've additionally noted, I'm bringing a trash can over here too late at this point, but you notice that I got this spatula here in the sink. Rather than put it in the dishwasher, I'm just going to wash it. Because you can never have too many clean spatulas. Okay, now that's clean. Goes right here. And we're going to get these tongs to turn over this chicken. Still quite frozen, has a ways to go. Alright, let me leave you guys in the very capable hands of Rachel for a moment while I go to the bathroom. Do you mind?
What?
you mind taking over while I go to the bathroom?
No, it's okay.
Put this on the thing over here.
Hi, Winston's mom. Hi, Bob. Bob J, New Jersey. NJ. Bob NJ. How's it going? Welcome, Bob NJ. I don't need help, thanks. I was just looking at hairstyles.
Besides which, you should come up with a better cue, right? People blink twice all the time.
Yeah, like sometimes just reading it makes me like blink. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, like it's like an automatic thing. Sup, Electric 476.
Sup indeed. And, man, also add to that. Hey, girl.
I want to like start bringing in Yo back. I feel like I haven't heard Yo in a while. Like, yo, what's up? Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. I don't know if you remember, but Yo, MTV Raps.
Yeah. Hi, Luis Zambrano. You should stop asking me to blink twice because I'm just gonna keep on blinking more. I'm good. I'm just blinking a lot right now because I'm FE Tool and I can't. It's like a compulsive thing.
If you were to need help, a live stream seems a poor way to attain it.
Yeah, it would be. I'm really not being sarcastic. I'm not. I literally do blink more when I read. Don't blink. I don't need help. I don't need help. I'm good. I'm married to Eric. We're happily married. I am blinking a lot now because you told me to. And if you understand cognitive functions, you can understand why. Bob New Jersey says he's doing the dishes and cooking while she's relaxing on the couch, shaking my head. I mean, that's judgmental. We both contribute and do chores in different ways. And I was gonna do the dishes, but he got to him first. I don't even know if he did them.
I don't know if I did what.
The dishes?
I put the dishes away. I put the new.
Oh, you did. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no problem. Bob and Jay, that's not how it is, okay? It's not like that.
It's not.
I'm doing what I feel like doing, and she's doing what she feels like doing.
Yeah, like.
And that's how it should be.
Like I really was just looking up hairstyles. Because like I've noticed that my skin is starting to like become looser, you know? So like I want to get flattering. I want to get a flattering haircut. Maybe some layers. So right now it's pretty much all one length. Bob NJ says, if he needs help, he needs to blink twice. You're gonna make me blink now.
I need somehow figuring out what to do with all these people asking if we need help. Okay. I'm back. Oh God. The blinking.
No blink.
We're not doing any blinks, okay? We're just cooking dinner. There could be nothing more wholesome than what this live stream is all about right now. Cooking dinner. We'll let that go for a little while longer while we go have a cigarette. We're going to go out back. Hi, Ismael. It was a pretty warm day today, but it's a little chilly tonight. Yeah, she's fine. She's my wife. I'm her husband. And together, we're the Strauss family, along with my daughter, Delilah. Made some progress on my pond today. I also uploaded a new song that Rachel and I made, primarily featuring Rachel's vocals. I'm in the choruses, but I think it came out nice and clean. Like, I did a good job on production with it. I didn't rush some half-finished thing out, or mostly finished. It was well mixed, well mastered, well recorded, whole 9 yards. I'm pleased with myself. What you tweaking on? I'm not really tweaking, but if you're asking what kind of drugs have I taken today? Well, I did take Adderall earlier, but you know, I didn't take a lot, and I'm feeling, you know, just motivated to do normal things a little bit. Thank you, Winston's mom. Anybody who does want to check out our new song, I appreciate your attention towards that. I'm always very appreciative whenever anybody is willing to listen to music that I upload. Much more so than I feel that way about other kinds of videos. Other kinds of videos, it's like, well, here I am being correct. I already know that I'm correct. It doesn't matter whether people agree with me or like it or not. And primarily it's just going to be frustration as people who think they know what they're talking about say shit they pull out of their ass, you know. I just love all the comments, so they go off of my unread comments thing. Let me see what that says. Do I eat it or nose? I don't know what you mean by that. Now, like on the first day of the bottle that I got this month, you know, I thwacked out pretty good, but even though I just took a couple, when you go off of it for like a week or two, then you go back on, it only takes a couple 30s and you're sprung, you know. But did get good sleep last night. So I'm to catch up on sleep, and I'm doing a good job of managing the bottle this month. I'm being pretty judicious in my usage of it, which is nice. You want it to last as much of the month as you can. If I need any tips on how to be the head of household, no, I don't need any tips on that. Rachel and I have a great life right now where neither of us is working and we're just chilling, you know. If I were working, which I definitely will be at some point here, but I'd say probably within the next year, then I might expect her to do more things, you know. But she has her chores, and sometimes I do them for her because I feel like it. You know, I got my chores. Sometimes I don't do mine because I don't feel like it. We live free and easy. I'm lazy. No, it's because I don't need to work because I have money. That's why. Sorry you got that wrong. You think I'm just old? Well, I am 54. But it seems unrelated to your previous point. I'm not sure where you're going with that. I'm guessing I'm older than you. But even in my youth, I wouldn't make such banal comments as that. Well, the mosquitoes seem to have gone away. They come out in force, but only for like an hour or two during the like 6 o'clock, you know. All right, let's check on the food here. We've got our chicken needing to be turned. At this point, I'm going to start cutting the chicken a bit. Because it was frozen to begin with, I want to make sure it gets cooked all the way through. And I also don't want it just one big piece of chicken. I just want it cut up, you know. So, we'll just start right there in the middle. And we'll cut these pieces. Just like that. And then we'll cut this piece. Then we'll chop here in the middle. We'll chop here. We'll chop here. And we'll chop here. Chop this thing some more. And this one a little more. This one a little more. This one. This one. This one. This one. Yeah. Alright, good enough. Now we're going to wash these off because they're dealing with raw chicken. Or at least not fully cooked chicken. Okay. That's nice and washed. Get this one nice and washed. This can go back in the knife drawer. I'll need this still, I think. But I might not. Maybe I won't need that. Maybe instead what I'll need is just this. Perhaps a wooden spoon for stirring these around. Alright, now I'm going to put, this is probably seasoned. I'll put a little bit of pepper in here. Just to zazz things up a bit. Hello, Pepper. Okay. This is about done now. But I'd like to boil off a bit of this liquid first, but I guess I'll just let it be done. Okay, so that's turned off so the chicken doesn't get overcooked. The rice has 3 minutes left, then it's going to have to rest for 5 minutes. Hello, let's search for solution. Do you have any ideas about where it might be? Or are we just starting with somewhere in the world? Clean up the stovetop a bit. And I'll clean the counter a little bit as well. Okay, counter's clean. Let's go pull a couple bone rips before we're waiting for the rice to finish. Do I enjoy live streaming? Why do I do it? Yeah, because I like to check in with the people of the world, you know, regularly. Talk to people, answer their questions, explain how to cook. We don't have a lawn. We live in the woods. So, we have a hill behind us that's got wild grasses and flowers and stuff on it. But it's not going to get mowed. That's for sure. And it sounds to me like you must have some kind of challenges in your relationship if you're so perturbed by me doing stuff. I don't have any problem enforcing boundaries, okay? That's not a difficulty for me. Hi, Shermstick. I'm not your dad, but hello. Who butchered the lyrics? You? No, you didn't. Those are right. Those are correct. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of concentrate on this bone rib to zazz it up, just like the pepper in the chicken. I like things with zazz. All right. Rice is done. Everything makes sense now. I'm glad that everything makes sense for you. That's remarkable because humanity's greatest minds have been trying to make sense of everything for a long time. Five minutes for the rice to rest. And we'll have a delicious meal of rice and chicken. I'm going to make 2 bowls, put one in the fridge for Rachel. I agree. Women should have rolls. Dinner rolls, croissants, all kinds of rolls. I pushed upload thumbnail by accident instead of take thumbnail. And so I just selected a picture of trouble from the options it gave me. Hi, the deal for real, the deal for real. No electric 476. Women should have rolls like dinner rolls, other kinds of rolls,
Yes.
egg rolls, for example, spring rolls. You like a pog? I don't know what a pog is. PAWG. It's a new word for me.
It's something.
Something unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll Google it. I don't think she knows what it was exactly, but
Me?
yeah.
I've heard it. I think it's dirty.
Yeah, well, it is. Bob NJ, it's very obvious that you have issues with your masculinity and you're projecting them onto me. I certainly don't. It's like the idea that I would get pushed around is completely insane. Even in my last relationship, of when I was with somebody who had BPD, I didn't get pushed around. We just fought ridiculously. We fought like there was no tomorrow. Are you too old for diabetes? I don't think there's a an age limit for diabetes. But I don't really have the body type that normally is associated with diabetes. I'm tall, thin, have a very fast metabolism. So, I am trying to kind of. Can you never talk about your ex in front of your girl? First mistake. My girl, my wife, watched the YouTube channel when I was with that ex, is well aware of my history with her, and it's relevant and the point I was trying to make. So, I do have something special for you, though. No, she's not jealous. Who would be jealous of Kimberly? I have this for you. There you go.
Well, like in the beginning, I think I was jealous, but not jealous like I was like, oh, she is an ISFJ, so she can provide things for Eric that I can't provide.
Yeah. The other thing is, because we live stream all the time, and people want to talk about relationship stuff or whatever, it's kind of unavoidable that we both sometimes talk about our exes.
Yeah.
And I think it used to be a little bit more of a stinging thing than it is now. She's also been with a BPD person, so we both have those in response.
Mm-hmm.
You bet she brings it up every time she's mad. She and I don't ever have any fights. Zero. We could not get along any better. She doesn't.
I just want to say though, it's not like we don't fight ever. It's just we don't fight like hardly at all.
Well, when we do, we don't even fight though.
No, we don't.
When there's a problem, we just resolve it calmly with words. No, when she's live streaming and the subject of, say, BPD comes up, it's natural she's going to access data that's relevant to her. There's not any, for 1 second, no human being who's spent any time watching the two of us or knows anything about us would ever dream of thinking that there are any red flags between us because our relationship is so perfect. Yeah, maybe I'm bragging a bit.
Yeah, I don't want to brag because then I don't want anything bad to happen.
Eric, I'm Team Rachel. Love your channel. Thanks,
Thanks,
Italian Stallion 89. Oh, I'm not getting defensive. I'm defending against your accusations and attacks, right? So it is appropriate to correct you when you misconstrue something. And that doesn't comprise getting defensive, but it does comprise a defense. And one should be willing to defend against false accusations. It's important that you don't allow untruths to persist unchallenged. So it's a good learning opportunity for you. All right, it's time for me to eat some food. I'm quite hungry, although, well, I don't really feel hungry, but I know I am. All right, let's put you where you get a nice front row seat of things. Teachable moments. That's what a live stream allows me as well. People come in with various wrongnesses and leave having been corrected and having at least an opportunity to be correct going forward. I'm doing God's work. As far as being the leader goes, smart people say the following, or at least I do, or will now. Leading and following is for people who can't handle being individuals. Do you want a leader, Bob? You want to be led around? You're scared of your liberty? All right, good enough. We have another bottle of soy sauce, don't worry. You're thinking, oh my God, that's the last of the soy sauce? No, we've got more full bottles of soy sauce. One of those things that I think, like, do we need this? And I get to the store and we already have like 2 full bottles. You should know how to be yourself. I mean, it's not really possible to be anybody else. Only in our imaginations. Hi, Molly. There are 0 milligrams in these edibles I just made. These are non-head changing edibles, namely just regular food. The Dojo Kun. Oh, Electric 476 is just having fun. Hi, Zane. How are you? Hope you're doing well. No, Minja, you have no idea how I come across. I've got over 8,000 uploaded videos. It's the first time you've ever seen me. If you think I'm coming across as a simp, boy, you are spending way too much time calculating power dynamics in a relationship. It's sure a sign that you don't have a good handle on them. Usually people take the opposite approach when trying to make nonsense up and attack me, and they say that I'm somehow controlling and Rachel needs help. And that doesn't apply. I guess you just try to see whatever shit sticks to the wall. Hmm. Hmm. Well, Stay Clever says if it has tits or wheels, it'll give you a problem. Well, I guess I'm lucky in both regards. My car's been pretty reliable. I have had to change the clutch a couple of times. It's got about 150,000 miles on it. But Rachel's no trouble at all. And if she were to have some kind of problems, her problems would not be my inconvenience, you know? It would be our shared issue, whatever it is.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Of course, Charlie. I know how to be healthy in a relationship. Keep repeating what? I don't care about convincing you, but I do care about winning the argument. So, what I do. Are you thinking she's not okay in some fashion? I'm just responding to what's being said.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's fine, Mrs. Mom. I like playing with the trolls. They can take their swings as long as they stay on this side of the line, you know. Hi, Octavia Silva. How you doing? I hope you're doing fantastically well. Better than you've ever done before. And I hope it's because you just won the lottery. I'm doing quite well. Well, they're more interesting than some trolls, for instance. At least there's kind of a political agenda or something behind, or there's an ideology of regarding male-female relations behind this particular kind of trolling. And like you say, it's always plausible that whoever is here trying to troll might be won over by the legitimate authenticity and reasonableness of things around here. Rachel and I are excited, I think I speak for Rachel as well when I say this, to go pick up her anniversary present tomorrow.
I am.
We took this nice piece of tanzanite that my grandmother had, too big for a ring. I don't remember how many carats the guy said it was. Do you?
I don't remember.
But so it's being made into a thing that hangs on the end of a. It's not a ring. It's a thing that hangs on the end of a gold chain. You know. I wouldn't. I don't know if I call it a pendant or. I'm not sure what you call it.
I don't know what you call it either. Maybe a pendant?
The whole thing you call a necklace, but the part at the end, I don't know.
I guess maybe a pendant?
Maybe a pendant. Anyway, it's going to be set in a gold, like holder thing that holds the rock, you know? and then that'll have a little thing on top of the hole in it, and the gold chain will go through it. I did. The way I cook rice, Bob, is bring it to a boil, turn it down to low heat, leave it for 20 minutes. This is at sea level. I'm at 4,000 feet, so it takes a little longer. But at sea level, we're talking 8 minutes until it comes to a hard boil with 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water. And then 20 minutes on the low heat, then turn it off, let it rest for 5 minutes at least. Could let it rest longer. We're eating chicken and rice. Did you ever tickle your booty hole and smell your finger? Praise Jesus. Well, burnt muffin top. I try not to do that. One time, I was driving in the car, making a video for the YouTube channel. This was years ago. And the camera was filming me as I'm driving, but my butthole itched a bunch. So I tried to scratch my butthole without having it come off in the video that I was scratching my butthole. So I tried to be like all kind of undercover, reach under my thing. But then I hit a bump while I was trying to scratch it, and I broke my finger here. So that this part just hung down like loose, just like. So yeah, I broke my yeah, I did remove it from the heat. I turned the heat off after 20 minutes, and I let it sit for 5 minutes. I didn't move it to a different burner, but I turned the fire off. Okay, while you're eating later. See you, Jeffrey Scott. Sorry to have not acknowledged your presence right away. It's my bad. Well, I mean, I was struggling to scratch my butthole because I was wearing jeans, and I was trying to push the jean to scratch it. I don't think I did, Bert. I think I broke my finger, and what happened was the itchiness of my butthole became a secondary concern or a non-concern. I have that video somewhere up there where I broke my finger when scratching my butthole. That's only when we're in the shower, Electric 476. You want to be in the Nod Valley? You want to go to the land of Nod? No, it wasn't on a stream. It was in a uploaded video. No, we're very fortunate. There's no graffiti around us. We live in one of the best counties in California, in the sense that it's mountains. It's like a mountain county / agricultural county, very low density population, and no growth basically as a policy for the county. So most people have fairly large plots of land. We don't. We just have an acre, but we don't want to take care of a large plot of land. You know, once you get back to like what's called Scott Road, which is past once you get past that triangle road where Dar turns to Scott, we have a pretty pristine area here, and even between here and the highway, relatively pristine compared to other places. I thought about going and picking up the trash I see. Why don't you just turn off the fire, Bob? I live in Mariposa. It's a county, actually. There are no cities in Mariposa. I do enjoy cannabis. In fact, I think I'll smoke a couple of Humorous right now. Have I ever huffed gasoline? No, I haven't huffed it, but as a kid, and still to this day, I really like the smell of it. We don't have one of those permanent fire stoves, Bob and Jay, so our burners can turn on and off. It's crazy. Bicoline is a week-long LARP in Quebec. I'm busy LARPing as me right now. Hello, I'm me. But this is me playing the character of me. I'm LARPing. Would I like a ball rip? Yes, I would. Would I? Would you? Would I? Would you? It's a joke from Chowder. Pretty great show. You're enjoying some orange Skittles, huh? This is called like Tropical Explosion or something. I forget. I can't. The letters are so tiny.
Yeah. Citrus tsunami.
Citrus tsunami, and it was something like Tropical Explosion.
Mm-hmm.
This is Firecrotch. Hello, my name is Firecrotch. How? I'm from the Firecrotch Indian tribe. I haven't watched Chowder in many years. I watched it with my daughter when she was little. That's how I know the quote about from Chowder. I thought it was funny then, and they also showed it in the commercial for it, so I saw it a number of times. It stuck. My daughter's now 26, right? 25, 26?
26, right?
I think so.
80, 98.
Yeah, 26. She'll be 27 in September. So anyway, that was 20 years ago I watched Chowder. But I do spend all day fucking around. That's true. I made my important song. I'm going to play it for you, in fact. Rachel does the main singing on it. And I finished it today after working many hours on it. Now it's done. Let me pull this bomb up and I'll play it for you. What is she getting me for my anniversary? Trip to the casino. I like to go to the casino sometimes. I'm getting her. Well, what I got her was something we already had, which was this tanzanite, piece of tanzanite. It's a beautiful stone, really. And we took it down to this place that makes jewelry out of your thing. So, yeah.
I can still get you something.
Darling, don't let this guy trigger
I wasn't
anything.
thinking.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. You and I have our own ways, okay? Bob doesn't know anything about either of us, and he can just go fuck himself. Don't let yourself be influenced by him at all.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna post bong rep and oh yeah, she likes to go to the casino with me. It depends, it depends on neither of us like it when it's crowded. Okay. Now there ain't nothing funky about your 2-bit understanding of love, Bob.
In the beginning, God made the funk. Holy Ghost started getting down with the angels, nuns, and monks. But there ain't nothing funky about your 2-bit version of God. There ain't nothing funky about your 2-bit version of God. Get your butt out the garden, go reside in the land of Nod. There ain't nothing funky about your version of God. roots and gin. Though some may not believe this, they just don't know the funky Jesus. There ain't nothing funky but your two-bit version of God. No, there ain't nothing funky but your two-bit version of God. Get your butt out the garden, go reside in the land of Nod. There ain't nothing funky about your version of God.
All right.
Yay.
Good stuff. I'm pleased with the way that came out.
Me too.
Nice and clean. Rachel doesn't hate that song.
No, I don't. It gets stuck in my head a lot, which means I usually like it.
Yeah. Yeah, but she doesn't gamble, Bob. We both go to the casino, but she doesn't like to gamble.
Sometimes I will, but
She has before, but usually she just watches me.
is that okay?
Of
I
course,
like to be
darling.
your lucky charm.
Yeah, of course. Help me to be a better gambler too, like, because I'd rather walk away winning or losing a small amount, you know. I am a pretty good gambler, as gamblers go. She's the featured singer on it as well, so I don't know if that's a very good guess. You're not guessing well. That's what's wrong with you. No, I'm joking. There's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. I gotta respond to this comment. The earlier version is unlisted. Here's the link. I'm gonna get this link, copy, link address, and put it here. You're gambling your life smoking those cigs. Well, thanks. You need help, bro. What do I need help with? I could use some help. Let's see. What do you want to help me with? You want to clean out my rain gutters? I need a little help with that. I mean, I don't need help per se to do that, but first I thought it was a potato wearing headphones. Me? You thought I was a potato wearing headphones? I get that a lot. Because Eric, you look too much like a potato wearing headphones for me. I'm gonna have to stop looking at you now. Caroline is here. Everybody say hello. Hello, Caroline. Hope things
Hi,
are...
Caroline. I've been wondering how you've been.
I hope things are treating you well in Colorado.
It's a good guess.
Something like that. She lives in some faraway state. We're a California centered YouTube corporation. We've got thousands of employees, obviously, to help us make this amazing, amazing content that we're making. This kind of content, you can't just do it yourself. You need a whole team of geniuses. You think I just make this stuff up on the fly? No. This is all written ahead of time by our team of writers. That's what makes it so brilliant. Do I talk to myself when I'm alone? I do talk to myself or talk to the TV. Depends what I'm doing though. Like when I'm working on something that requires a little bit of physical exertion, like the pond, I'm not talking out loud at all. When I'm just kind of like doing a little shit around the house, I talk to myself out loud quite a bit. And every time I go to the bathroom, pretty much I have a song about urine.
Mm-hmm. They say that people who are who talk to themselves could possibly be clairaudient.
Hmm? Well, what do you know? Maybe I am.
And you are.
If Johnny was there now, would you initiate using more FE because he's a famous person? Well, it wouldn't be FE. I wouldn't be using more FE per se. In fact, I I often don't make a great first impression. So, but I would be very interested in talking to him. I'd have a lot of questions for him.
You would be a good person to interview.
Yeah. Yeah. Show media timed out Bob NJ. I had already read it, so it's fine. I could read it now if I wanted to too. I can view deleted messages. No, I don't think he'd be annoyed by direct, serious questions. I think he'd be interested in engaging about the kind of topics that I have interesting questions about. Oh, is Winston's mom. Johnny is a musical artist who Rachel and I both like a lot. We went and saw him live at one point. Oh, she didn't even time you out. She timed out Bob. Oh no, yeah, she did. Never mind. Okay. Well, you guys are. Sometimes my moderators are a little less indulgent than I am. You know.
What do you consider to be a nice song? I feel like that's just a strange way of describing a song. One of his nice songs.
Well, it's not like we're inundated with topics from the chat with our hundreds of people here or something. So I think those things as like teachable moments, kind of. Like, let me explain how you should have what your perspective should be on a relationship and how you should treat your wife, etc. But I try to not micromanage my moderators. I've had plenty of them, obviously, because for a long time this channel had like 8,000 subs and the same people in the live streams all the time, and it still has mostly the same people in the live streams all the time.
Fall in Love is a nice song. Hello, Pablo Henrique from United States.
Yeah, Bob and Jay, you got timed out. I read what you said.
It was only 10 seconds.
Yeah. Not a big deal, but. Right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have timed you out for it, but, it certainly wasn't. You weren't being pleasant. Not that pleasant is. Yeah, not that pleasant is the most important thing in the world, but. Well, he can only be mean if it's in some fashion hurtful to me or to Rachel, but he hasn't attacked her directly. Can you get timed out too? You could. Nobody's immune to being timed out.
No, show media. No, those aren't the lyrics.
Those aren't the lyrics. You can take it and throw it back 10 times faster to Rachel. I want to make sure she doesn't get hit by any low hanging. Well, if she does, then, death penalty if necessary. But let it happen first. Don't be preventative. It's like cops. You don't want them patrolling to prevent crime. You want policing to be responsive to crimes that have been committed. Not to criticize you at all. I do know that criticism kills love, so I don't want to criticize. I'm just talking out loud to myself, that's all. Just voicing a few thoughts, just musing my way through the evening. Oh, Bob, NJ, seems like you're the one expressing a lot of sensitivity about having been timed out. Making kind of a big deal of it. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, that's all. We could bring a light out here. Pour a little cement. But I think I'll wait till daytime. I'm trying to prep this area here for cementing better than I prepped the earlier area. I'm, learning how to do this as I'm doing it. But when it's all done, you're not going to see any of the concrete. It'll all be covered over with these nice flat rocks and stuff. It's a big project. I'm coming to better understand the scope of what I've undertaken here, Because I've used multiple bags of cement or concrete or whatever it is, and I've only gotten from there to here. It's got to go down there to this pool. I got to dig out that pool. The rest. It's already been dug out, but it's got a lot of dirt gathered in it now. And it goes down here to this way down there to the big pond, which is down there. So I've got a lot of ponding left to do, but I'm enjoying it. It's satisfying. It's satisfying work. And in the end, we'll have some goldfish down there. Maybe a couple in this pond as well. Did I bring my glasses? I guess I didn't. Here's a pro tip. When mixing cement, start with some water, then put the powder in. Makes it, I do have my glasses. Aha, I do. Good for me, good for you. that we're going to bury. No, I'm not going to bury anybody. I don't think there's a fish store in town, but we'll probably go to one in either Merced or Fresno. Both of which I'm sure have like PetSmart and stuff. There might even be a pet store in Oakhurst. I have never looked for one, but I doubt it. So, we're just going to have to get some tough goldfish who can endure a hour-long ride back to the pond. Are you in Fresno? We're going to Fresno tomorrow, actually. But we'll probably go to Merced when we need to get the fish. Yeah, we go to Chuchansky. Or I call it Chuchansky. I don't know. For the whole time I've been here, I thought it was called Chuchansky. And just like a week ago, I learned, or a couple weeks ago, I learned, wait a second, it's Chuchansky. There's no k at the end. I don't know why I've been calling it Chuchansky this whole time. It seems to like roll off the tongue a little bit better. Oh, they have that in Oakhurst, huh? Cool. I've never been to Table Mountain. Have you been to Table Mountain? We'll probably stop by tomorrow on the way back from Fresno. So maybe we'll try Table Mountain. I don't know. It's like I got my members card at Chachansey, so I just like every time we go there, we could go to the little Deuce's Diner and get hot dogs, and I don't have to pay anything for them because my points pay for them. So that's kind of nice, you know. Get free lunch. No such thing as a free lunch, Eric. Well, okay, well, it's a lunch I don't have to pay for with money. Yeah, Table Mountain's a little closer to Fresno, but I have to pass Chuchansey on the way home. So even though Table Mountain is like there's this cool thing that happens, right? Table Mountain's got a billboard up that says closest casino that way, 15 minutes. And then there's another billboard like 1 minute down the road that says Chuchansey, 15 minutes. So it's like 1 minute closer, and they put a billboard there, but it's not closer for me because, or maybe that's what I'm talking about, Tachi. You know, I'm not sure. There's that stoplight that you turn left and it takes you to. I think that one's Table Mountain. Maybe you turn right, it's Tachi. It's got to be hard for you to keep being a troll now that we have these shared points of reference. That's cool. Oh, if you go past Fresno. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. The only time we go past Fresno is when I'm going to LA to visit my daughter. So, yeah. Fresno's and Merced are about equidistant from us, about an hour, and between an hour and a half, depending on the traffic and stuff. Tachi Palace is the place for you. We're located in Lemoore, California, near Sequoia National Park, Visalia. I'm from Visalia. You were never trolling? Oh, okay. Well, I don't even remember what you said, but. Oh yeah, you were the one saying I was getting all defensive about stuff, right? If you weren't trolling, then I guess you were just wrong. Because people say wrong things, I tend to correct them, whether those wrong things are about me or the universe. Being correct and being motivated by being correct should never be dismissed as defensiveness. The alternative is wrongness, remember. Correctness is a gift from God that we can all enjoy. It's not limited to just people who can determine why something's correct. It's also available to people who are able to listen and understand what somebody else is saying. No, I wasn't defensive about it. We've been together now for like 7 years. It's there was a time period when if she referenced some story that involved one of her exes, like, oh, I went to that place one time, and I'd be like, oh, who did you go with? Oh, I went with Billy, something like that, you know. But when you've been together for 7 years, is that how long we've been together? Or 6 years? 5 years? How long have we been together, Rachel? Are you watching the stream? I keep thinking we've been married for 2 years, and my thought is we were together for 5 years before that, but maybe not. Maybe it was only 3 years before that. In which case, we've been together for 5 years. But I don't know. We've done so many live streams together, right? Like this subject comes up fairly often. People bring up the subject of cheating or of exes and stuff like that, and we've talked about it a great deal. So it's not, you get desensitized, right? We're all human and tend to feel a certain amount of jealousy when thinking about our partner's past, but uh, like I said, over time you just get desensitized to it. It's like, oh, you're talking about something that happened 20 years ago. What do I care? She's 40. She doesn't really look like she's 40, but she's 40, so. Anyway, I feel very lucky. She and I love each other a lot. We have the same taste in things and same priorities. Our values are compatible. And, it makes it easier on her, I think, that she knew me very well from the YouTube channel before we ever got together. She knew what she was getting because I am who I am on and off stream. Whereas in the relationship I had gotten out of just prior to getting with Rachel, she didn't seem, well, she had I guess, a very mixed relationship with the channel. But she was toxic and abusive and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. There was a lot of drama in the channel. Of course, because I was a very divisive influence on things. A lot of people sided with Kimberly in a relationship and didn't get that she was BPD toxic and therefore, you know, entirely responsible for our difficulties due to her bad behavior and unhealthy relationship habits. But a good number of people around the channel sided with her in the whole affair. Thought that, I needed to do a better job of meowing or meowing. But this relationship proves those fools wrong because it's obvious that when I'm with somebody who's equivalently healthy and who's actually, you know, Kimberly was in a lot of ways not incompatible with me, but toxicity is incompatible with everybody. So the thing is, when you're with somebody who's compatible with you, like Rachel and I are super compatible, and you both have healthy relationship habits, then there's no reason to have any real fights because you can resolve everything through healthy communication. And, just because there's some kind of a disagreement about something or a miscommunication or whatever doesn't mean that qualifies as a fight as long as you just talk it out with regular healthy communication skills and determine what's going on. And it's it's just a communication event. Oh, it's nice outside when there's no bugs. I got I got work in at a better time today. Like I said, the bugs only seem to come out. The mosquitoes seem to come out at 6 o'clock or so. Stay out for a couple hours. Maybe it's come out at 5. Leave around 7. I don't know. Maybe 3 hours, 5 to 8. But I was able to get in a good amount of work before they came out today. And now that I got that song done, I'll keep plodding away on the pond tomorrow. I did a good job of prepping this curved part where it goes down to the first pool, and I did a good job prepping that for cementing, which is I scraped away a lot of the dirt, and I started hammering rocks in so that the cement has something to go over and grab onto. I slanted the sides so it's easier for the cement to stick where it's supposed to. So tomorrow morning I'll cash both those bags of cement I got tomorrow morning, and then that I have left. But I have 2.5 bags left. Skeeter season. Yo, I don't need this disrespect, but you look like the one guy with the baseball bat from The Walking Dead. Is my favorite character. I'm sure you meant I don't mean this as disrespect or something. I'm not familiar with the show. I've never watched it, so I have heard that before though. Well, Kyle Evans, you sound like an idiot. So the thing is, I guess looks can be deceiving, but sounds can't. Capito, I didn't know you were sitting down there. Look at my little kitty. Being a silly girl. That's fine, Dr. Ozzy. I got the gist of it. Yeah, hugs to you, Octavia. I'm sorry to hear about your loss.
No, what happened?
Lich died in a car crash.
Oh my god.
My eyes need lawn mowing? You mean my eyebrows? These are called eyebrows.
Oh my god, I am so sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who that is either, but
I'm so sorry, Octavia Silva. I can't imagine. Oh my god.
comes around tomorrow. Seems to come around a lot. Just about every week or so, there's another Friday. Like tomorrow, and like a week ago tomorrow. Friday's coming round tomorrow. I don't realize my sorrow. Friday's coming round tomorrow. I'm crying my eyes out with sorrow, and I don't think that I can wait till next Friday. Hope you guys are enjoying the song. I call it Friday, Friday, Friday by Rebecca Black. Friday, Friday, Friday by Rebecca Black. That is the name of this song. In fact, it's not just about Friday, but about that other song. If you like it, you can sing along with me. If you don't, then you should go to PE, because you could do something physical instead. Cause you know today is Friday, Friday, Friday by Rebecca Black. That's the name of this song. In fact, I think maybe it's the best song I've ever made. There you go, everybody. I don't have a Spotify. 23? Oh my God. That's horrible. I thought you were talking to the old guy. I'm sorry to hear that, Octavia. That's brutal. Jesus Christ.
That is so fucking scary. It is brutal. Bravo. Dr. Ozzy says someone needs to use this man in Virgil. I would buy that.
Well, thanks, guys. It's very kind of you, but I'm actually not a good piano player.
Octavia Silva says I want to host Eric singing.
Yeah, I want to make one, you know. Russ and Steven delight in delivering cheese every day. And the dairy that employs them ensures they earn quite reasonable pay. There's a cheddar, American, and Swiss too. He'll bring them all to you. Steven oversees from his desk, he's a lead. He oversees the cheese. Russ and Steven are a couple of guys, work at the dairy from 9 to 5. Russ and Steven think they've arrived, they work at the dairy the rest of their lives. Russ and Steven are a couple of guys, work at the dairy from 9 to 5. Russ and Steven think they've arrived, they work at the dairy the rest of their lives.
Octavia Silva says, Eric, I still listen to Twerkers, Woe, and Palm Fronds on Spotify from time to time.
How are they on Spotify? Oh, good. That must be on the thing that Matt released. Yeah, I want to release some actual things, you know. On using CD Baby or whatever. But Well, it's on my list of things to do. I've got a lot of tracks I'd like to release. Some of them I'd like to re-record. Thanks, Artsy Fartsy. I can't play Piano Man on the piano. I'd probably play it on the guitar. I think I have played it on the guitar. It's kind of a long song, you know, Piano Man. But what I will do is bust out the guitar. Rachel, do you feel like singing a song? No.
I'll sing a Billy Joel song.
Or you don't want to sing Gregory?
I don't really have the soul.
All right, well, let me sing it by myself.
Okay.
And then we'll do a couple covers.
We don't have to do covers.
Okay, that's fine. It is a good song. Billy Joel's a brilliant songwriter. There's no disputing that. And I have nothing but respect for the guy. But that is not one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. I have a lot of Billy Joel songs that I do like, but not that one. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's not bad. It's just like maybe needs an editor.
Well, it's like an early piece of his, though.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Piano Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're going to play a song called Gregory in Disguise. The distortion is on. There we go. That's no distortion. Who's Mark Knopfler? He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive. Averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them, but every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them, until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach upon the guilty, then perhaps he'll get the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them, but every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them, because he's Gregory in disguise. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm subscribed to Talking with Famous People. Are you? Excellent. She hates her life. Who hates her life? Your mom?
I know, I can't believe it too, Dr. Ozzy.
Well, thanks, Dr. Ozzy. It's very kind of you. Oops, let's turn that off first.
Cool, artsy fartsy. That's nice to know.
In the recorded version of it, Rachel is singing in a video that includes both me and Rachel. It's a fun video. You want a Gabby Weatherman? Yeah, I could do a Gabby Weatherman. Yeah, of course. I would never copyright anybody for that. You play whatever, any of my songs you feel like. You'll get no grief from me. You'll get only my gratitude.
First time I heard Vienna Waits for You was in 30 going on 13 going on 30.
I actually don't know that song. I've heard it once or twice, but I don't know well enough to play it.
No, like, it's one of those songs that, like, it's pleasant to hear because you don't hear it that often, but you can see why it wasn't, like, a blow-up hit.
Well, it doesn't sound like she wants to sing right now, but if she...
No, I really don't.
Yeah, so... If you want to hear her chops, you could click on a link to either Gregory or Cloudy Day. I will play Agave Weatherman now.
Thanks, RC Fartsy. No, I don't got this as. I just don't really feel like singing.
There's more than one reason why someone may not feel like singing. Sadness may be one reason, but that's really just shooting in the dark there. Could be any number of reasons.
I mean, I'm sad about Lich, but that's not why I don't. I don't have it in me right now.
Sure. I know. So I've been playing times when I don't really feel it either, in this case I don't play the guitar. Okay.
No, I don't care. I mean, like, I don't really care about Eric's exes, except that I don't like the way that they treated him.
You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. You're picturing community free of metaphysics, haunting buffalo while you're picking red delicious. Knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way. What you think is in the way of life as children of the land. With an agave weatherman. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection and every corporate act. Asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land. With an agave weatherman. You find modernity just so banal. Wish you had been born any time but now. And your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land. With an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. The end. Thanks, darling. You're a real sweet potato. As sweet as a yam. Even sweeter. Sweeter than a yam? Yes, even sweeter than that. All right. I have a WoW sub right now. I should go get myself a satchel of helpful goods. You should, Octavia Silva. You should. Sounds like you could use one about now. I wonder who she's texting. I don't know. I don't think she's not texting anyone. Yeah, she typically likes to watch the stream on her phone, even though it's on the TV. And she'll be in the chat even though she's in the room. Instead of saying stuff, she'll just write it in the text in the chat. I don't know, it's just her preferred way to engage the live stream. There's not really any cracks for anybody to exploit in this relationship. I'm not worried about her talking to anybody else or anything like that. She's not worried about me in the same regard. We're a little wiser and more self-aware than that. Oh, I got 2 glasses. Thank you, Octavia Silva. I prefer these glasses. I didn't know where they were. Nobody said we were what? You seem like a little fixated on topics that really aren't relevant to us. I don't mind talking about the topics in general, but they're not, won't be from any experience in this relationship. I know who Cooper Cup is. I mean, it's a smart area to work, right? People are subject to jealousy, and if you're going to try to trigger some kind of emotional response, you're going to have to find some kind of soft spot, right? So, it's in general probably a good strategy, but just ill-suited for this particular occasion.
Go ahead, Trouble.
What a silly boy. Meows to be let out, then he just stands on the threshold of the door, preventing us from closing it. Why? Because he's a narcissist. Our cat is not healthy. No, it wasn't taking shots, nor was it just simply a question. It was an attempt to find a soft spot in which to provoke an emotional response. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, you know. People may have multiple reasons for doing that. I don't know. I think it's certainly to be expected if you're going to be live streaming that you engage people who are trying to take a few attempts at triggering some kind of emotional response. But I think it's a little disingenuous to say that you're not trying to do that. It's fine that you are. Well, I have these 2 rocks in my pocket. Let's go put them around the back where they belong. Try to keep things clean around here. It's chilly. Definitely feels still like spring right now rather than summer. Of course, it's not summer yet, technically, till June 21st. And if you ever wondered, as I once did, Why is it that the longest day of the year is the start of summer? Shouldn't that be the middle of summer? Well, the answer is something called heat lag. So there's about a 2 month lag between where the heat. So it's like all the hottest days go from June 21st through the end of until September 21st. And because everything shifted 2 months that way. Isn't that interesting? 2 months, 3 months, 2 months. And that's why they don't start summer. They don't schedule summer with June 21st in the middle. Because if you did that, then you'd have summer include all the longest days of the year. A sensible thing to do, right? But instead, they want it to be the hottest days of the year. So they start summer on June 21st. Otherwise, summer would start April 21st and we still get some snow in places. You know, we had a very late snow this year here. So there's the answer to the question you weren't asking, but would have had you thought to ask it. Because it's an interesting question to ask and it's an interesting answer. And that's one to grow on. I begged for Maud. Who begged for Maud?
Farsi and beg for Maud.
I don't have my mom anymore, but I can assure you I'm speaking for her language now, ma'am. Speaking her language now, ma'am. Who's Vera Walker? Let's see. All relationships have soft spots. You okay, girl? What in the world make people think Rachel's not okay? The thing is, Rachel's my precious princess. I have my only real expectation for her is to be happy, you know, for her to do the things that make her happy.
I feel the same with you.
Well, I say Electric 476 that soft spots don't exist that are exploitable in the live stream because you are not the first, nor the 10th, nor the 100th, nor the 1000th person to attempt this. So I'm familiar with it and who hurt who? Me? Well, I definitely got hurt some in my last relationship. But, oh, are you talking to Electric? Your walking sounded like.
Wouldn't you say that, like, I mean, your first wife hurt you too?
Yeah, but I'd like to think that um, that it's like the whatever that's all scar tissue now, not you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the same with Kimberly, pretty much all scar tissue now too. But she's a little bit more recent. She did much more work with words attacking me, which you know gives you more things to remember and think about. I don't think Bertie never begged for a mod at all. What are we all sexy motherfuckers up to? Well, we're live streaming. Winston has been power tripping. Oh God, Electric 476. Will you stop being such a pot stirrer? Good job for you, Artsy Fartsy. I think you're doing a fine job. Thank you, Rachel. You're sweet. She's been gone for over 20 now, though. Oh, your mom? My mom died a couple years ago. And my dad, too. Constantly typing like and subscribing. Okay, well, I mean, Electric 476, other people prefer to just have a positive attitude and, you know, not critique everything. In case you haven't heard, criticism kills love. Hate to be killing your love of me, but just to mention that. You can't positive troll. You're just being positive. That's not a form of trolling, I don't think. Not to be critical, just to correct, okay? Yeah, taking shots at everybody is right. Okay, let's see. Peace and rainbows, yippee. I'm reporting all of you for being too sexy. We are. Too effing sexy.
Hey, Shelly.
High goals are for you slash Shelly.
How's it going?
I can't release my ex.
Artsy fartsy, you know Shelly?
Yeah, Shelly, I guess maybe you know Artsy. Yeah, they do know each other. I can tell Rachel's happy. I've seen you guys go through rough times and it seems like you're in a nice period of peace. Yeah, and when we went through rough times, they weren't, it wasn't relationship rough times, right? We went through difficult situations, but it wasn't like we we were breaking up, getting back together, fighting. It wasn't like that at all. We had difficult times that had to do with, you know, dramatic dramatic realities. That
Oh, Shelly, I love you guys too.
I don't think that. Well, what's the personal gain there possible? Electric 476. There's no practical interested gain except just being liked rather than disliked, maybe. I don't think Artsy Fartsy wants a blue wrench. Well, yes, Electric 476, you could say that wanting to be likable and wanting to be liked qualifies as some kind of ulterior motive, but it's a universal motive for everybody. Some people are better at accomplishing that than others. Nobody wants to be disliked by everybody. As far as I know, I've never encountered anybody who qualifies as wanting to be disliked by everybody. Where's,
Maybe like, what is it, sociopaths?
even they want to fool people and control them. They don't want to be disliked by everybody. Oops. Resin on the floor. Resin on the floor.
The kitties, you mean?
Resin in your vitamins. There. Okay, that was quite a bit of resin I scooped out. That's good.
Octavia Silva says, when the pack likes you, you're more likely to survive.
Well, I mean, it's just generally kind of nice to have pleasant engagements with other people and be of be of use in non-practical ways, you know? Like maybe Octavia Silva needs a place, a community to go right now where she knows some people and some friendly, sympathetic voices and stuff, and maybe that's why she's here, you know? Who knows? The point is, uh, what was the point again? Oh, that being nice is just a good basic default, you know? You never know what other people are going through. And so even when other people are being not so nice, it doesn't hurt to just roll with it for a while.
So, Octavia Silva, when you said that when the pack likes you, you're more likely to survive, it's interesting because it made me think of like my family. And I saw this YouTube short of like a psychic medium saying that teeth like have metaphysical role, and if you have teeth that are like crowded, it means that your family's trying to push you out, or like your friends are trying to push you out.
That's ridiculous. Do you consider your teeth crowded?
I have teeth crowding down here.
I have teeth crowding right here too.
Oh.
Same spot.
Oh.
I don't feel like my family was trying
No,
to push me
don't.
out.
No.
I don't think that's accurately describing artsy fartsy's chat behavior at all. My kid is fine, artsy fartsy, in case you were asking about her. I think last I talked to her, she was fine. She lives in Los Angeles. She's got a new boyfriend. She had this one boyfriend for a while, but they just kind of like seemed to not really ever see each other because they lived on other sides of LA County, opposite sides of LA County. Generally, I'm not a believer in making mods for the purpose of moderating. I periodically make someone a mod because they want to post a link or something, and depending on who they are, I might just leave them as a mod because why not? I don't know where your girlfriend is. Who's your girlfriend? Well, Octavia Silva, I'll take that under advisement. I think you're wrong, but I'll take that under
Oh
advisement.
no, I don't think we should give him a wrench.
She's
then.
joking.
Oh, okay.
Repeating counterfactual statements is not an interesting form of trolling. I believe in you. You can do better. Well, I don't believe in him at all. I have to say to you, electric force sucks. You stink! Uh-oh. Electric 476. Apparently, you stink. Look, I get it that you stink, but that's no reason for you to constantly be such a big baba. She may have a point there, She may have a point. Just because you stink is not a good excuse to be a big baby.
No, it's not.
Tiffany's wise. You should listen to her. They're Peg and Mark.
I know first last because they didn't happen. The Becky claims didn't happen.
That's just the form of trolling that they're engaged in, is repeating counterfactual statements in hopes that it continues to elicit responses like, but that never happened. It seems kind of dull. If I were he, I would think to myself, this is dull, he or she. But obviously they don't think it's dull. They like it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sasquatch like too. You like it too, Sasquatch? Yes. Sasquatch think. Repeat, lie, good thing. Quit begging? Who's begging, Teddy Thurber? I'm not begging. Sasquatch no begging either.
Teddy Thurber.
Teddy Thurber doesn't love family show. Don't let me tell you stink. It's a family show, okay? I don't want any talk about cock. Unless you're talking about a rooster. Hi, Jay Turnbull. You like big old honkers, huh? So you're into geese?
Yeah, Eric shaved the other day.
Jag är stop. Jag understand what you're saying.
It's true though. Like I can understand usually what, like I can understand Tiffany speak, but I cannot figure out Dottie. Dottie, is that her name?
Yeah. Well, nobody can figure her out. She just makes that sound. What she said was, yeah, he used to be all hairy and then he cut it off. She was talking about me getting a
I
haircut.
definitely didn't get that. Oh, that's cool, Winston's mom. I hope you enjoy them.
Yeah, me too. I hope you find that they are everything you imagined and more.
These syrups, man, they get me high.
Yeah, this stuff is knockout juice.
Knockout.
Even for me.
Yeah, it's.
We each took 15 milliliters of it yesterday, which is the equivalent of 250 milligrams.
Oh my god.
And like when we had to go, then I realized at some point that I had to go to Boot Jack to get AAA batteries. When the Boot Jack market, I was all like, oh, what's wrong with me? And then the answer came to me. Oh, you drank that syrup. That's why you're all, oh. It got a little much for a few moments there, but it's fine.
It helps me sleep. I noticed that like I am sleepier on when I take the wheat teas and a little. This syrup I can't tell. It's really potent.
Yeah, I don't necessarily sleep well on the syrup, but I do get quite high, which is, I guess, the primary goal.
That's good, Winston's mom. I'm glad to hear.
Okay, listen. Number one, this is a family show. Number two, you don't sip on cum. You guzzle it. So get it right. Guzzle. Guzzle's a good verb. If you like verbs that express meaning. I'm gonna slake my thirst on gallons of man seed tonight.
Mike Swartz says, hi, Sugar Lips.
How did you know my nickname was Sugar Lips? In high school, I wasn't nicknamed Sugar Lips, but I was voted most likely to be nicknamed Sugar Lips. And what's up is my lips are constantly giving me diabetes. All right, let's find refreshment in the form of a beverage. I'm going to go for one of these Corona non-alcoholics made in old Mexico, land of burros and sombreros. The place that Donald Trump hates so much for reasons nobody can explain. Here to Mexico. This is a cheers to you. Viva la Mexico. Or is it El Mexico? Because it ends in an O, you know? Shouldn't it be El Mexico? It's time for a waltz. Right, let's see what club dance sounds like. All right. Oops. Pushed the wrong thing. There we go. There's my club dance again. Thanks.
I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be a transition.
I thought it was. I thought I was trying to transition, but I pushed the wrong button. So that's the truth of the matter. That's the sad, horrible truth of things. Techno party. That's a techno party if I ever heard one. I don't know if that's a techno party though. Oops. Turn that off. Alright, end it again. I'm going to put the other thing. Well, UK pop. Hi-hat groove. Do you like the banjo? That's what the sound is. I'm tired of playing the piano. It's an instrument I don't know how to play. I like it a lot, I suppose, but on the other hand, it's kinda gay. It's made of a lot of different sounds, from thunking to hitting the ground, but it's not an instrument I know how to play. E major gives me some problems sometimes. I can also often forget how to rhyme. I'll say line instead of crime. Now we're back to the verse. I will sing about some nurse who works at hospital near John C. Fremont Hospital. It's called My Dear, but this nurse encountered hundreds of ghosts down in the morgue where most of the bodies are kept after people die from diseases like, I don't know, Y chromosome deficiencies. Those comprise genetic disease. If you don't believe me, check a medical textbook, my friend. I'm not lying, and some research will convince you of that. In the end, I don't know why you're so skeptical anyway. Well, that's called fucking around on the keyboard.
You did a good job of it.
Thanks. This is not a typology community, okay? This isn't everything community. This community is all things to all people and more. This community is the community that discovered gold in California back in 1849. This is the community that intervened on behalf of Estonia back in 1962. You miss Cloud? Well, Cloud got a little bit nasty, you know, a lot of bit nasty. He got frustrated and more frustrated, and eventually just got too nasty to tolerate. I don't know, it's like, I wouldn't say that he demonstrated particularly good or, no, I don't, thank you, good or healthy social skills, but but you know, we let him have plenty of chances, but eventually, it was for, sure, it was for our own interest that I eventually banned him, but it was really for his own good too, whether he knew it or not. He did not have good emotional experiences here because he kept failing to do what he was trying to do and get upset about it. He didn't need to try to do that. He could have just been cool, but could have been a function of youth. Could be something he grows out of, or could have been just some form of toxicity. It's kind of a tricky line to balance. It's like I like having a little bit of fightiness coming at me. Makes the streams a little more lively, more interesting maybe. But too much negativity can be maybe you just want to be like, all right, I'm going to bed. Your ex was toxic. Well, that can leave some lasting some long lasting wounds, and then thereafter some scar tissue, you know, ontologically. So I'm sorry that happened. I've been there. Rachel's been there. Her name was Wilhelmina, and she'd throw rocks at him every time she saw him. Even though he said, please stop throwing rocks at me. Do I remember you? I remember you. I'm not Walter White, though. 17 likes, pretty good. A Celeste, of course. They all toxic. All the Celestes. Well, I know that the Celeste pizzas are probably made out of toxic substances, but I eat them sometimes anyway. Just making jokes, Electric 476. Hilarious jokes. The kind of jokes that win over hearts and minds with their hilarity, eliciting guffaws wherever people go. Would you ever hook up with a Mexican girl? My first wife was half Mexican. My second wife was all Mexican. My daughter's a quarter Mexican. You didn't even make any jokes, Electric 476. You're affording yourself much too much credit if you think anything that you said was a joke. Those things were just attempts to trigger. Kind of like dead fireworks. Well, I guess as long as you don't have an audience of other people, you're in great shape. Only you can control your own emotions. Okay. Can you really control your own emotions? Do you decide what emotion you feel? Regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what's happening. So, like, if you're undergoing torture, you just feel like, I'm loving this. Dun, 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 dun. Well, good. I'm glad that you are successfully making your own self laugh. As long as you're finding the experience entertaining, then it's serving your purposes. It's like when Dennis is always sunny, and Always Sunny can make himself erect at will. I never watched that show. I never liked it much. Seems kind of mean spirited. My dog is a Chihuahua. Can't figure out what percentage of Mexican that is. It depends. I mean, is he a short-haired Chihuahua? If so, it's 100%. Long-haired Chihuahuas are part woolly mammoth. That's where the long hair comes from. The James Lang theory of emotion states that emotions arise as a result of psychological arousal or physiological arousal. Now, I don't think they result as they're not the result of physiological arousal, but emotions do have physical sensations that go along with them. So, like, if you feel like you're about to cry, you'll get a lump in your throat, or if you're scared, your heart will drop into your stomach. Those kind of sensations. But it's wrong to say that that causes the emotion. Instead, emotion is first and foremost a physical experience, but we tend to talk about it as something mental. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter whether they call it a theory or anything else, but I'm negating it because it's wrong. Tracy Lee Gray, you're bumming me out. Just got my meatloaf sweatshirt from Timu. Who is Tracy Lee Gray? So you only can control your own emotions, not anything I say or do about should affect any of you. Well, but I mean, you're engaged in the chat. You want us to read what you're saying, right? And you'd like us presumably to respond in some fashion. We could just ignore you. That you're saying everybody, you could just ignore me. That's true. We could all just ignore you. Would you like that? I'm good at ignoring people. If you'd like me to ignore you, I will. Hi, Abraham. Nice to see you. I see you're on the said hi train. You once met Liam Neeson. Does that mean you were once taken and he rescued you? Well, if it's a particular strategy to solve adaptive problems, then that's fine. It doesn't need to be correct, right? Like internal family systems is a strategy to for people who maybe don't consciously engage their emotions very well to understand the different parts of themselves as different individuals and engage with those different parts in hopefully a you know self improving kind of way, like a treatment kind of way. Almost, dude. I passed by him and he stared me down. We can't control our feelings, says Caroline. We can control how we respond to them. Right. I mean, it's like if somebody's making you feel bad, you can remove yourself from that situation, or you can fight back. Either is legitimate. If somebody's making you feel happy, you can convey that to them and increase the likelihood that they spend time with you again. You actually met Gary Oldman. He was adorable. Remember what mom taught us? Sink and sticks and stones. Mom didn't agree with that, actually. Mom thought that was bullshit. I do too. I think verbal attacks, at least for people who are very communication oriented like me and Rachel, are much have like are more lastingly painful and harmful than physical pain. One time when I was, I don't know, mid 30s, early 30s, I pulled up to my friend's house and there was this guy there named Steve. And I was like, hey, Steve. And he sucker punched me through my open window. I was sitting in the car. He thought I was sleeping with his girl, but I wasn't sleeping with her. I was just doing drugs with her. Anyway, and I managed eventually to get out of the car. He knocked me out. I came to lying in the middle of the street. And rushed into the house like a free safety and tackled his ass because he had gone to the house. Pushed his head through the drywall and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we wrestled around. He got up. He went and locked himself in his girlfriend's car. But the point is, sure, I was assaulted in that instance and knocked out, but I didn't feel traumatized by it. Nothing to remember particularly. People don't remember physical pain. They remember words that are hurtful or that strike a nerve in their identity and their self concept. They remember that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm with. I can't read that word from here. I'm with Onabika. Damn, that's got a halt. Emotions got a little out of control. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Steve's emotions led him to do things before he fact checked. I did not. I was not sleeping with that girl. Eventually, I did end up sleeping with her later on, but they were broken up at the time. You got a lot of poos there. My wife is 360 pounds. Any advice? I'm not happy. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, I'm moving to the Philippines. Remember me? I'm the one from Finland. Oh yeah, I remember you. What does it say? Stacks, stop spamming. Oh, okay, yeah. Great. Blackjack fan. It seems more like you're a poo fan than a blackjack fan. I'm a poo fan when it's me going poo. I'm a big fan of that. I'm always happy to rid my body of any poo that's inside of it. It always distresses me to think, wow, I carried all that poo around for hours and hours. Who knows how long? That poo didn't just all instantaneously arrive, be created right before I pooped it out. Anyways, everyone pull themselves back together now. Okay, well, pretty sure that nobody's falling apart, but anybody who's fallen apart, you have been commanded now to pull yourself together. So obviously, when somebody has respected as electric force has 6 issues of command, we obey. You're gonna pass on poo? Fair enough. That's coincidentally you saw that. I was watching a lot of Melissa Talk stuff on here. I never really cared for the situation much, but it was on the homepage, so I clicked it. I thought she deleted her channel. Rage. Yeah, I'm raging. If there's one thing it's known for, it's my unrelenting rage. Uh-oh. Can you move the mouse, Rachel? Oh, sorry, never mind. Alright, I thought you were in here. Is solid here? You mean solid fit shield? I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. What's first, last doing? What's he arguing about? Yeah, we're outside. You're right. We've gone outside. This is where we keep the trash cans. There's the barbecue. It's a good place to come because I can smoke and read the chat through the window. See? Eric, do you have any kind of attachment to your stream backlog? What's a stream backlog? He might have been asking why he doesn't smoke inside, maybe. Oh, I smoke weed inside, but cigarettes make the house stink. So I don't want to make the house stink. Weed doesn't seem to make the house stink at all. Has Traveler ever been to Australia? Yeah, weed inside is fine because for some reason, right? It's like tobacco, cigarettes make the house stink, but weed doesn't. You bringing him? What are you bringing? Are you ever going to come back to America, Abraham, and visit us? You can stay at our house. You know, we got extra rooms. You and Susie, if you can get time off and have the money for the airfare, you can stay at our house, eat our groceries, because it's not like LA where you go out to eat all the time and stuff. It's quite some distance to a restaurant. I was actually talking to Abraham, SB Uni. He lives in Norway. He used to live in Los Angeles, and he was my assistant coach slash, main speech guy. It's my second guy, my number two. Um, when I had a debate school, and then he met Susie here on the channel and moved to Norway, and now he lives there. He's a fish farmer. He lives with his Norwegian wife, Susie. Pretty exciting. Anyway, it'd be wonderful to see them again. I would like to go visit them in Norway, but, well, to be honest, I just don't like to travel. I'm sure Norway is lovely. Anybody would like the United States where we live. It's very nice around here, just woods and pleasantness. Yeah, so Abraham and Susie, they got together, I don't know, quite a long time ago now. Their relationship predates me and Rachel's relationship, which is another channel marriage, me and Rachel. There's a third one too that I know of. That ENFJ lady married Magnus. I forget what her name was. Jonathan Earl, how you doing? I hope you're doing swell and or better than swell. I want swell to be your minimum. Because I'm a well wisher. I wish well for you. Yeah, I got a hair. I gave myself a haircut the other day. My neighbor is from Australia. I don't know what part of Australia she's from, but actually she's originally from New Zealand, but she spent most of her formative years in Australia. She said that because the kids teased her for her New Zealand accent, that's why she has an Australian accent. The cat wants us to watch him eat. Go ahead, Capio. In or out, girl? Girl, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. Yeah, you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. Good night, Octavia Silva. Sleep well. I'm gonna probably hit the hay relatively soon as well. Cat's tearing up the wood? That's just coffee stains. I used to have a coffee maker right there. Carla doesn't like it when his plate gets too close to empty. There you go, mister. There's some more. Oh, you want another chance of going outside, Capio? You just want the floor to be open. Thanks, Chris. Christ, is it Christ? Christ own a bike or something? Christ on a bike. Oh. I see. A little slow on the uptake. I'm glad to hear that bicycle technology has been retroactively provided to the baby Jesus. Yes, and then there's trouble. Exactly. But, you know, we love him anyway, even though he's a big pain in the butt. I'm enjoying the mod con because your wine is awful this millennial. Well, you know, I don't think that wine in the olden days was better. I don't drink wine now, but have drank plenty of wine. I just don't believe that olden days wine was better. Seems like. Two cats and you called me stinky. I didn't call you stinky. Tiffany said you stink. That's different. Your dad says wine was the absolute best in 3000 BC. Well, if you ever had wine back in my day, you'd really like wine because it was so good back then. It's like the Japanese. The Japanese think that somehow everything was mastered in the past, and the highest goal they can achieve to is to be as good as some ancestor. Hmm. Hmm. I feel pretty relaxed. It's 12:45 a.m. We do have to go to Fresno tomorrow, so maybe I should go to bed. Although, no particular timetable. You know, here's the thing with his mom. All of that is true, except we do not know for sure whether or not he's older. We just know that he was full grown. Well, what a lot of people don't know, the reason Jesus started preaching is because he was actually a really shitty carpenter. And finally, Joseph, who was employing his stepson, out of the goodness of his heart, said, "Sorry, dude, I just have to redo too much of your work. I just cannot have you on staff anymore." But it turned out that he was really good at preaching. So and also he realized, you know what, I didn't need to make a lot of money because I can just turn water into wine and sell that. That's what he did. Everybody was like, cheap wine? Fuck yeah. He hated doing times tables. She went to bread. She went to lie down. I believe it. Good times. You're like, let me show you something else here. Give me a fish, one fish. Give me one loaf of bread. Bada bing, bada boom, bada ba. Shitloads of loaves, shitloads of fish. Let's party. We're going to drink some wine. We're going to eat some fish. We're going to eat some loaves. Jesus? Yes, Eric? I don't really like fish. Could you maybe get some steaks or something going? No, my child, I cannot. Okay? I'm a pescatarian. Oh, Jesus Christ. That you're really disappointing me here. A pescatarian? Yes, that means I know what it means. Math is hard for some people. Oh. It's like they say in Three Amigos. For some, their El Guapo is shyness. For others, math. Mammal flesh is the true forbidden fruit from the tree in the Garden of Eden. Is it? What it was fine to eat from the fish tree? It's called mathlexia. And it's fantastic. It's so much fun. You're always seeing the number 12 is 21, but you're fine with 33. It was voted 2025 number one disease. Fish aren't in our family tree. Well, neither are my neighbors. That doesn't mean I want to eat them. Hi, Segreyo Villanueva. Teal the Earthling. A mammal tree is a tree that grows a certain kind of mammal. So, like, do you ever wonder where bacon comes from? Well, farmers harvest pigs from pig trees, and they use the flesh of the pig tree fruit to make bacon out of. What about Blinky? Well, I don't know. Amphibian, yeah, what about amphibians? They're practically human beings. Can you eat salamanders? No. Why? Because they're slimy. Well, just because we share some genetic code with everything, right? Just because we share some genetic code with cows doesn't mean we shouldn't eat them. If we weren't meant to eat cows, then they wouldn't be so delicious. And more importantly, is the following thing: if you're going to eat animals, they should be animals that you raise for the purpose of eating. What does that mean? Cows, pigs, and chickens. They wouldn't even exist if we weren't growing them to eat them. They just die because they have no natural like defenses or anything. Like you think chickens would survive in the wild? No. They're perfect prey animals. Yeah, sure there are wild hogs, but we don't eat those ones usually. The point is, we've got good reason to eat things that we raised for the purpose of eating. After all, that's why it exists. We do not have good cause to eat things that are in the wild. But some people like to go hunting and stuff. I go fishing sometimes. You think that red meat is the cause of ass cancer? Well, I'm not sure you're entirely wrong about that. It is the case that people who consume a lot of red meat tend to have more prostate problems and that maybe they're at higher risk of colon cancer or something. But, well, I haven't. The last time I went down by Lake McClure, but on the side that you don't have to pay to get in. You know, because there's two sides of the dam. One side is Lake McClure. The other side is like this little lake that turns into the extension of the Merced River, I guess. No, we just fished on the side that you don't have to pay to get into. But I might also go fishing at like Bagby Recreation Area. I might also go gold panning there. I'd like to try that. Apparently, it's not a bad place to gold pan. And I was thinking earlier today about going down to the culvert here at the Gully. I never actually went to the culvert, but the reason I want to go to the culvert is because it's basically like a sluice, you know? And we had huge storms a couple years ago. And I'm sure nobody's gone to the sluice since. Yeah, I'm sure there should be trout in the Merced River. And there's also nearby us Bass Lake. I didn't really like fishing at Bass Lake. A lot of like fishing gear trash.
Was there? Was I there with you?
No, me and Cameron went. It was starting to snow part of the time we were there. It was kind of cool sitting there. But it also happened that we left because this like group of teenagers, like the church group or something, came right where we were fishing and started just throwing rocks into the lake. And
Oh.
I was just like, "Are you serious?"
That's so rude.
They didn't know.
Yeah, I know they didn't know.
They don't. If they don't fish, they don't know. San Joaquin has some
True.
good bass fishing spots. I've never fished for bass successfully anyway. I guess I've fished in bass spots before, but um, I grew up with my dad taking me trout fishing a lot, so that's what I know about trout fishing. What are 3D printed sloop pads?
I've never heard of that.
That must be something for gold panning.
Oh, it must be.
Yeah, probably it is. Electric 476. Mm. Yeah, I wouldn't be against driving someplace to go fishing because it's not like there are any good fishing spots right near me. There's actually a little lake just like a block, 2 blocks away from me, but I'm not I'm not entirely sure if I've been told that if you come at it from this direction, that you're fine. We could go there. I don't know though if anybody if it's on somebody's property exactly. I don't think it originally was. I think it was the lake and a golf course that used to be here apparently. But I wouldn't mind trying to fish that little lake just down the block here. I don't know if it has a name even, or if it has any fish in it. I don't necessarily like to catch fish. I just like to go fishing. It's somehow relaxing. Hmm. Well, I think I'll wrap it up. Say good night to the people. Good night, the people.
Good night, the people.
I love you all.
Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.